Okay, so let's talk about some of the differences between this speech and the one we saw last week. Who wants to tell me one difference? We're going to try to find 5 differences. Give me one difference between this little boy and the little girl from last week. Who wants to tell me? The speech, not how they look, the speech.
They have different topic.
Okay, yes, that's true. They had different topics.
I think the boy wasn't trying to convince the people.
He wasn't, okay, the boy wasn't trying to convince, it wasn't a persuasive speech. It was not. Okay, what else? What about the way they started the speech? Remember how the little girl last week started?
With a story, and the boy started with a statement.
Yeah, she started with a story about herself when she was 3 years old, and he started, well, it's kind of like a story, but it was also a statement about Michael Jordan. Yes. Okay, that's 4 differences. Can we find one more? What about the way in which the speech ended?
The boy said thank you, and the girl did a little heart thingy.
Yeah, and the girl ended her speech trying to get people to, it's called, remember we spoke about the call to action, to get people to change their minds, because it was a persuasive speech. His was mostly informative, so he just said thank you. Very good. And just like in the little girl's case, the people sitting there were like a mixed crowd. There were some kids, there were some adults, there were some teenagers. Okay, good. Now, what I want you to see is that the different types of speech requires a different method. So because she was trying to convince people that they had to become vegans, her speech had a completely different method. Okay, a car just drove into my yard. Her speech had a completely different method, I know, different method than his speech. He was just sharing information. See, there it is. He was just sharing information. I'm not gonna leave you. I'm gonna stay here with you. Stay with me. Okay, did you see the differences? She was trying to convince people of her point of view, and he was just sharing information. So that's what made it different. Okay, which speech do you think would work more for you? Which one would you like to do best? One where you're trying to convince people of something, or one where you're just sharing ideas? What works best for you?
Sharing ideas.
Okay, what about the rest of you? Daniel says sharing idea. What do the rest of you say? Come on, what do you prefer? To try to convince people of something or just share your thoughts?
Share my thoughts.
Okay, Janice also wants to share her thoughts. What about the rest of you?
Share ideas.
Share ideas. So everybody's going with the sharing ideas. Anybody here wants to do persuasive? No? Tomas, Daniela, Isabella?
Convince people.
Thank you, Isabella. Isabella is going to persuade people of a topic. What about you, Tomas and Daniela?
Sharing.
Okay, Daniela?
Sharing.
Okay, great. So only Isabella is going to try to do persuasive. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. For the next few minutes, I want you to start thinking about that speech. Now, as you know, I think there's only like 2 more classes left in this trimester, like 2 more weeks. Okay, next week is Semana del Arte, I think. And then the week after that would be our last class. So the week after next, you're gonna present your speeches. We might not have time for everybody, but that's okay. I want you right now to think about a topic that you would like to talk about. And before we finish, you need to tell me more. You can always change it, okay? You can change it later. That's not a problem. But I want you to start thinking now. The topic and how you would open your speech. Would you use a statement or would you tell a story? Okay? And in a few minutes, you're gonna give me that information. What topic you would like to talk about, because I'm not gonna give you the topic. What topic would you like to share? Or Isabella, what would you try to convince people of? And how would you start it? Do you want to start it telling a story, or do you want to start it with a strong statement? I'm gonna give you 1 minute to think. 1 minute is enough, right? Yeah, I think so. So think about topics of things that you like to talk about. It can be anything. It can be TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Any topic you'd like to talk about. Tell me the topic, and then tell me if you would start with an opening statement or with a story. You got 1 minute. Okay, so that sounds like a minute. Okay, so who wants to tell me a topic? Who left? Daniela disappeared. Okay, who wants to tell me a topic? Remember, you can change it afterwards. That's not a problem. If I disappear from the screen, make sure you tell them I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, who wants to go? Tell me your topic.
Teacher,
Yes.
I will try to convince the people
Oh, you're
to see
okay, you want to persuade of what?
anime.
Ah, what about anime?
Well, I will start with a short story. When I was 10 years old, I saw that in TV there was nothing good to see. Everything was very boring. So, one of my friends told me that there was something that was animation, but Japanese animation.
Mm.
He made me try to see it. Then I see it, and it was very cool. I love it, and I started to see anime.
Great, so you're gonna try to convince us to watch anime, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, good luck with that. Good, who wants to give me their, you don't have to give me the whole thing. He said a lot, you don't need to do that. Just tell me your topic and whether you want to start with a story or a statement. Who else has a topic?
Me.
Jenny.
I want to do persuasive.
Okay, good. And what are you gonna persuade us of?
About the romanticization of teen girls in, okay, how do I say it? Abuso.
Abuse.
About the romanticization that is in teen movies.
Okay, the romanticization of abuse.
In teen movies.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good topic. And are you gonna start with a statement or with a story?
A statement.
Good. Okay, I have two. Who else? Carvajal, talk to me.
I think I would like to talk about the need of money today, the necessity.
Okay. So that's gonna be persuasive?
No, I just would like to share my idea.
Okay, sure. So you're gonna start with a statement or with a story?
Statement.
Good one. Isabella, Sean, Daniela, and Daniel.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
So I will try to convince people to have pets.
To have pets. Okay. Are you gonna start with a story or a statement?
Sorry.
Okay. Good. What about Sean, Daniela, and Daniela?
I think I would like to talk about how the world has changed in the last 20 years.
You weren't alive 20 years ago, but okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be persuasive?
And no,
Okay, so you're just
I
gonna share
will,
your thought.
yes,
Are you gonna start with a story or a statement?
statement.
Okay. And we have two more.
Me, teacher, Daniela.
Tell me, Daniela.
I think that the topic would be depression.
Oh, okay. So that's gonna be also sharing your thoughts?
Yes,
You're gonna start with a story or a statement?
statement.
Okay. And what about you, Daniel?
I'm gonna talk about the extinction about animals.
Is that gonna be persuasive? Or you're just gonna share ideas?
Persuasive.
Good. Okay, so let's see. This is what I have. Diego is gonna talk about anime. Daniela is gonna talk about depression. Tomas about the needs that people have for money. Sean about how the world has changed in the last 20 years. Janice is gonna talk about the romanticization of abuse in teen movies. Danielle is gonna talk about the extinction of certain animals. And Isabella is gonna try to convince people to have pets, right? Yes, okay, so in our class, I'm not sure we're gonna have a class next week because of the Semana del Arte thing. So then that means that you would have 2 weeks to prepare. So all you have to do, your speech has to be very short, okay? Don't make it long, just very short. All you have to do is remember, we don't start with good morning teacher and classmates or hello or nothing like that. You're just gonna go with your statement or your story and make it short. When I say short, I mean like less than 2 minutes, okay? Like pim pam pum short, okay? Do you have any questions? Everybody knows what they gotta do. You have a
Yes,
question?
teacher. But I have a question.
Yes.
What next week we'll have what?
Semana del Arte.
Oh,
Hear about
okay.
that? They told their parents. It's Semana del Arte, so I'm not sure there's gonna be regular classes. Just have to wait to see when you get the Zoom schedule, okay? If we have a regular class, then this is for next Tuesday. If we don't, then it would be for the Tuesday that comes after that, the one right before exams, because we don't do exams in this class.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so everybody got that? People. Those of you who haven't given me spelling, well, writing, that's gone. Work on that. Okay, now I want all of you to leave and leave me with Janice. Janice, I need to talk to you for a few minutes, okay? So everybody else, hasta la vista, babies. And Janice, please stay a few minutes. Janice left? Oh no, there she is.
No.
Bye-bye. Carvajal and that baby face, have mercy. Bye. Go away.
Teacher.